let's jump right into a living room tidy up, and then we're going to move along into the kitchen, and you will see what I am making with that leftover chicken that I put away last night. And it starts now. The best thing possible happened last night while I was on my cell phone. I noticed a notification pop up that said I had been paid out from work. So that means a day earlier, this project for the wall gets started. And that's where the men are right now. They are buying the materials to put up the living room wall. And to say that I'm excited is a total understatement. What a great, fresh way to start off the new year with a home project. Now, I know that when we're dead in the middle of this and everybody's aggravated with each other, which I know we will be, I'm not going to quite feel quite that way, but when it is done and the wall is painted and it is looking all fresh and the rooms are separated finally after 5 years, I am going to be ecstatic. I'm already ecstatic. I am so excited about this wall going up and finally getting dedicated space for my office that is defined by a wall. I often have people asking about this particular stick vac that I use all the time. This is a Shark Wand Vac, and it is made by Shark. And if you look in the description box below, it is almost always listed under my favorite products, along with my dishwasher, my pan set, and probably products that you see in this video that I think you might be interested in. If there are things that you are interested in and you do not see them listed, just let me know and I will add them to the description box for you. I was reading through my comments and I have to say that I'm actually very surprised to see how many of you take your Christmas tree down either the day of or very shortly after Christmas. I thought I was the only ogre who did that. When the kids were little and we were always underhoused, we would literally let the kids open their gifts and boom, the tree came down just like that. As soon as they were occupied with what they got for Christmas, down it came. And as they got older, they always kind of hated the fact that I took it down so quick. But now even my daughter, who has kids of her own, pretty much takes the tree down right after Christmas. And every year I say, oh, I'm going to leave it up at least until the 1st, and it never happens. I think the first year we lived in this house, I did it that one time, and that was it. Usually by the time Christmas rolls around, I am over it and ready to move on. Mo is none too impressed that I'm washing the table, and I've kind of pushed him off his spot. And he seems to think that Lucky's up to no good, but Lucky just really sits there and stares at him, and nothing ever comes of it. Lucky and Lulu are generally pretty good with the cat. It's the kitten that we've got to get to stop thinking that his siblings are play toys. You often will hear them in the video, somebody meowing really loud, and it's generally because Max has run after them and they do not like it. Looking at this part of the video with the curtain up, I legitimately cannot wait to put decor up on the wall behind the couch. It has been so many years since I have been able to do that, and I am so excited for that. Like I mentioned in one of my other videos, another plan coming up fairly soon is I am going to build a pantry wall in the kitchen, and that wall will go up, but it will also have shelves put in that day that the wall goes up. The shelves will go in so that I can store food and extra, small appliances and extra dishes and stuff like that. So that will be really good, and it will get rid of that big metal shelf. The only question it leaves is where I will put my microwave with that change. So I will have to be thinking about that while I'm waiting for my Google money to come in so that I can move along with that project. And as you might notice, the projects that I am focusing on right now are the ones that are going to make life better for me. My goal this year is to make my life just a little bit easier and more pleasant, and by making changes that I have wanted done since the beginning of time in this house, that will be for me a real uptick in life, being able to have a pantry, have things out of my way and out of my sight, and really have that space to be able to organize and just make my life a whole lot easier. I think my vacuum canister is full. That is where my Wand Vac empties out into. And those are not cigarette butts in there, though they kind of look like it. They are pellets that the vacuum has vacuumed up. Now let's move right on into the kitchen, and we are going to use the chicken from last night, and we are going to make chicken tacos. I will admit I am 50 years old and I have never made tacos with chicken before, and I thought that Greg was going to lose his mind a bit when I told him that's what I was going to do, but he went with it, and come to find out, he said he likes them better that way. So that was a win, and I think what I will do is once a week I will schedule to roast chicken, and then the next day make chicken tacos. And when you see me showing you the tortillas, actually Trevor made those. He makes the best tortillas. He taught himself how to do it, and he made a boatload of them, and they always come out absolutely wonderful. So when he said he wanted to make tortillas today, I said, you go for it, because we are going to do chicken tacos, and it is going to be so good. And now that we're in the kitchen, I may as well tell you all about my mini shopping spree, though you're not going to get to see the stuff until probably next week. So, last night when I got paid, of course, I went directly online to Walmart, and you could only guess what I bought. I bought a set of 4 Pioneer Woman. I think the title of them, or what they're called, is her Biscuits and Gravy set of 4 kitchen hand towels, because I do need some new kitchen hand towels, so I have a very good excuse for buying them. And they were also on clearance. Also on clearance was the Merry Meadows Batter Bowl set. It's, I believe, a Christmas set, but I like the colors of it, and her stuff very barely resonates Christmas to me. It may have a few little pieces of pine or some red berries, but that's stuff you see up here in northern Maine all year round anyway. And it comes with a big pouring bowl and some smaller bowls and some cupcake baking silicone cups and spatula, because some of mine are getting worn, and a few other, I think it's got a whisk with it and a few other little things. And for $14, I thought it was a good deal. And another clearance item was the Merry Meadows 5-piece stacking mugs. Comes with 4 mugs and the wire rack to sit them in. The wire rack I am going to put away because I do want to hang these cups where my red cups currently are. I just think they match the kitchen a little bit better and I like them, so I treated myself to those. And last but not least, also clearance, do you see a theme here? I bought a dinnerware set. The Pretty Posies 12-piece stoneware dinner set. It wasn't quite the set that I had wanted, but it will go good with the current set that I have because I'm going to cut that down to 4 plates and 4 of the small plates and 4 of the small bowls, and the rest of them will be given away to somebody who needs them because it was a set of 8 and over time a few pieces have been broken. But I know my son just moved into his new apartment and he could probably use some dinnerware. And the plastic stuff that I have will probably go into the drawer where I'm storing the stoneware now. And if I sound like I am half out of breath, I just helped Trev unload the truck, and we got all of the wood and the drywall off the truck and into the house, and we are getting ready to build ourselves a wall. Also today, though I did not film it, I cleaned out the pellet stove, including the exhaust pipe on the outside, and boy was that thing clogged up. Hopefully now it will run a lot better and it won't blacken the window up quite so much, and it will get better combustion. The only thing that happened when I was doing it though is I smacked my head once again on the bracket. You think I would learn that it is there? But it goes without saying that I'm really glad that it got done before starting this wall project, so it was out of the way, because it was rather overdue to be done, and to the point that, it was becoming a bit worrisome for me, so I made sure that today that was one of my top priorities. And I know I've asked this before, but that was probably 1,000 or so subscribers back. How do you heat your home? We heat our 1,400 square foot home with a pellet stove. It is a mini Master Forge pellet stove. And we are going through about, in the cold period that we had where it was single digits, we were going through about 2 bags a day to keep it comfortably 72, 73 in here. Those bags, depending on where you buy them, are 40 pounds a piece, and depending on where you buy them, they can range from the high end of $6, close to $7 to $8 now a bag, and higher than that if you go with a hardwood pellet. Also coming up in some later videos, I'm not sure if it will be done this month or if I will wait until February or March, but I have decided on the color for my kitchen, and I decided that I would go with the very pale pink color that I had picked for my bedroom. And that is the color that I'm going to go with for that one room. The rest of the house will be done in the pale gray color that I have with the pale gray trim. And if you notice the window behind my sink, how the framing is sort of rough, that is something that I am going to be either smoothing out or replacing. Also, in both windows, I am going to be doing the same thing that I did in the living room, and that is moving my curtain rods up. I do not like how much of the light that those valances block out. They are mostly just there for looks and not to hide out the windows or cover them. I really like the natural light to come inside. I have started this part of the video over 4 times. I just cannot seem to get the words out properly. It is 1:30 in the morning, and I am just now getting to finish this voiceover because I've been either helping Trevor with the wall or getting tonight's dinner ready or whatever I had to do. But Trevor did 90% of the wall by himself. I helped hold some things up. I helped mud over some screws. And he legitimately did most of it himself. Tomorrow, in tomorrow's video, you will get to see the wall. The wall is completely built. It does still need some mud, and it does still need to be painted. But the wall is there, and it's built. On the living room side, it is built. On my side in the office, I am going to either need to choose to put drywall or some type of paneling or something up. I'm not going to be overly choosy because, like I told you, that wall is going to be a complete wall of shelves. So I'm not going to be overly choosy about the backing that goes behind those shelves. If I can do something to save a little bit of money, I will. I was scooping some of that out for Greg because in this video he was sleeping and he had his portion later. But anyway, back to the wall. Like I said, the wall is still going to need to be painted. It still needs a little bit of mud, but for the most part, it is absolutely complete. You will be seeing that tomorrow. And then in another video, you will be seeing the finalization of the wall being painted and done. But that's not going to be tomorrow. We still need to finish the mudding and the painting. We did choose to make a change when he was deciding where exactly the wall should be placed. He gave me some choices of where to put it, and I gave myself on the office side about a foot of extra space. Now, while that doesn't seem like it's a lot, it did take away a little bit of space out of the living room, but it kind of evened out the space for my office to give me a little bit of room to move and breathe. So one change that we did make in the living room, or I decided to make, was I brought my Pioneer Woman patio style table back into the house. If you look back in some of my older videos, that should be there. It should be either the teal or the white one. I have 2 of them. And I brought my teal one back in because I was feeling in the living room like some of the colors were getting drowned out. Like, it seems like everything's either gray or tan, and there's very little color. So I really think that the little teal table brings in the pop of color that side of the room really, really needs. And it gives back some space to that room now that I've reclaimed that foot of space for myself. I think had I put my wall where I was going to, my office would have, with the shelving, felt very confining. And here are the clips of getting the walls started and framed out. Like I said, he did a great job. And we are coming to the end of yet another video. I want to thank you for being here today, and I will see you in the next one, which should be coming tomorrow. I am really pushing for that, so keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy cleaning. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Oh, and Happy New Year, too.